tender flank steak dinner, money saver recipe, today on the Moonshine Place Kitchen. Welcome to the Moonshine Place Kitchen once again. Today we have a money saver recipe for flank steak. Not an expensive meat to buy, very reasonable to make. Takes a little tenderizing to get it really the way you want it. But we've got a little recipe here, very simple, I think is going to work for you. Let's get into it. You want to start off with about a half of medium to large onion, chopped up pretty fine. Get that into a bowl, okay? And then we want to add to that about three cloves of garlic chopped, little olive oil in there. Get that in there, okay? And then we're going to add a quarter cup of olive oil, once I get all that in. Quarter cup of olive oil, that goes in. We're going to follow it up with a quarter cup of balsamic vinegar. And you want to use decent balsamic vinegar. All right, quarter cup of soy sauce. You can use a little Worcestershire sauce if you'd like. Sometimes I cut that little Worcestershire. About a tablespoon of brown mustard. You can use any kind of mustard you want, but you need a little kick from the mustard. So we're going to go with about a tablespoon of mustard. And 1 tablespoon of fresh rosemary. In there it goes, okay? So what we're going to do at this point, if I don't make a big mess here, is we're just going to mix all this up and make our marinade. Now you can marinate your meat overnight. That would be fine. In our case today, it's the morning. I'm going to marinate this, and it's going to sit in the marinade for probably the better part of 6 or 7 hours. So we mix that up a little bit. Now in our refrigerator, I've got the meat. Here it is. Now about 1.5 pounds is good. I got a piece that's a little bit better than that, about 1 5/8 pounds. I like the graining in this piece. It had nice graining. Now this could be a tough piece of meat if you don't cook it right or you don't marinate it, but we're going to be okay with it. So what we're going to do at this point is just going to go ahead and stick some of this marinade right on the top. All right. I'm going to move that around a little bit. I'm going to add a little pepper. Alrighty, flip that over. Do the same on the other side. And the rosemary really adds a lot of flavor to this. It smells so delicious. Let me get this all peeled out of here. That smells so delicious. Okay, let's add some pepper to that. I got so much going here. Let me get this out of your way. Add a little pepper to that. Now, I'm not adding any salt for obvious reasons. We put quite a bit of soy sauce in, so we really don't need any salt in there. But I'm going to go ahead and just move that marinade around in that meat a little bit. Matter of fact, let me grab a spoon here. We'll grab some of that. Put that on top a little bit better. Geez, I grabbed the wrong spoon, but that's all right. You get the idea. Get some of them onions on top. Okay, we're good to go here. All I'm going to do is cover this up with some cellophane, pop it in the refrigerator. We're good. I'll see you back here in about 6 hours. Hang in there. This is going to really move quick today. I know I always say that, but it's going to move quick. Doesn't take much effort. And by the way, we're going to make a neat little potato casserole. We call it the Potato Anna. Very quick and dirty, easy to make. This whole meal, we've got this figured for a family of 3. You can do this for less than $7 a person and eat steak. Come on back. And welcome back. Let's get started on those potatoes. We got anise potatoes, got to get them in this little casserole. It's like a little extra ramekin casserole type dish. Let's get started. So I'm starting off with about 3/4 of a pound of the small yellow, they're called creamy potatoes. So I'm going to put a bunch of these in a bowl right now. Get a bunch in there. I've cut these up to about 1/4 inch thick. I reserved some oil from bacon I just fried up. We're going to be putting bacon bits in, and I reserved the oil. It comes out to be about 1/4 cup. So I'm going to go ahead and pour some of that in there. All right. And I'm going to mix that up. Just like that. Let's add a little bit of garlic. I got a little garlic going here. Get a little garlic in there. That looks nice. Mix up that. All right, now we're going to add a little salt and pepper. We'll start with the pepper. Let me take that spoon out and get a little pepper going. And I may end up adding a little bit more salt and pepper once we get it in the bowl here, in the ramekin. I'm using sea salt, which is a little bit coarse, but that's fine. So let's get that moved out of the way. I'll mix this up a little bit more. That looks pretty good. I think it's going to need more pepper. I like a lot of pepper. So here's what we're going to do. Let me do this in such a way we're going to be able to see it. We have to layer these potatoes. It's kind of important that we layer them, okay? So what we're going to do, hopefully these behave. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna. We'll get them in layers right down in the ramekin, just like so, all right? Now, and it may not be able to get these perfect, but we'll do the best we can. And I got to do a few of these. Obviously, I'm not going to do a bunch here and waste a bunch of your time showing you this part of it. But that doesn't look too bad, just about like that, okay? That looks pretty good. So from that, we're going to go ahead and add some bacon bits on the top, just like this. Oh, these bacon bits smell delicious. Get some of that going. Of course, I'm not doing the best job spreading them around, but that's good enough. I think I'm going to put a little bit more garlic on the top. I like a lot of garlic in there. All right. So that looks pretty good. So what we're going to do, like I said, I'm going to make a couple of these, and hopefully you can see on the overhead camera, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to cover this with the aluminum foil, and then we're going to bake it outside on the barbecue at about 375 for 20 minutes covered. We're going to uncover it and bake it another 10 to 15 minutes after that uncovered, so it richens up on the top, it darkens up on the top. It's no problem at all because we're about ready to sear our steak and get that on the grill as well. It'll all come together around the same time, we hope. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Moonshine Place Productions produces several shows on YouTube, including the popular Moonshine Place Kitchen, restaurant reviews and other shorts, full-length documentaries and docuseries, a look at wildlife in mutual Melbourne Wild Kingdom, Moonshine Place Productions, a rising beacon of light. And we're back. Our flank steak has been marinating for the better part of 6 hours. It's right here. It looks really, really good. It's actually turned a little bit more brown, the steak, from marinating and pulling in all those beautiful juices. I've got my 10-inch skillet right here, my cast iron skillet. I put a little bit of olive oil in there and I got it getting really hot. I really want to get it steaming. Matter of fact, let me get a little bit more olive oil in there. Spritz a little bit more in there because we're going to sear this steak on both sides. Very quickly, we're going to sear it. Then it'll go on the grill and it'll slow cook for a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock off a lot of these onions and garlic and everything else that we were marinating. I really don't want to get too much of that in the pan just yet, because we're going to use those pieces a little bit later for a little bit of au jus that we're going to add after we slice this up a little bit. You can do this with London broil. There's several sirloin. You can do this with several cuts of steak. It's all good. It doesn't matter. But I like to use the cheaper steaks because it really, really make something special out of a cheaper steak. And here it goes. Beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and sear that. Do that on a hot cast iron skillet. Just let that sear up a little bit. I'm going to sear on both sides. Okay, so let's turn that right over. I want to sear this up a little bit better than that. So we're going to go ahead and flip that back over again. Got this sucker seared up really, really nice. I'm going to stick this over on the grill in about 1 second. The whole trick here is you just really want to seal up the outside of the steak to seal in those juices, the juices that we let marinate all day. So the whole trick is really get a hot, dark seal on the outside of the meat. And over onto the grill we're going to go. Now before I stick it on the grill, what I like to do on the grill is also spray a little bit of olive oil. And I've got this side of the grill turned down fairly well. It's not really that hot. But we're going to let this cook very slow on this side. And hopefully we're going to end up with a piece that's going to be kind of medium rare. So there it goes, right onto the grill. Let that smoke up a little bit. And that should actually be ready about the time our potatoes are ready. In a few minutes we're going to come back and I'm going to take the residue of our marinade. I'm going to go ahead and get it into this cast iron pan. We're going to heat that up. We're going to mix that up a little bit. I'm going to add a little spice to it, and that is going to be a beautiful sauce for our au jus type sauce for our meat once we slice it and get it on the plate. Don't go away. This is really fast now. We're going to be wrapping this sucker up. Guarantee you this is going to be good. Really good. And inexpensive. We'll be back in a minute. Well, folks, there you have it. Flank steak done medium rare. We've got Anna's potatoes with the bacon, a little shot of lime, a little au jus. Let me tell you something. That's one heck of a dinner you can have there for just about $7 a plate at home. Go ahead and tackle this. It's not that difficult to do, and it really comes out beautiful. The flavors are off the charts good. A full steak dinner for just about $7. Well, we'd like to thank you once again for joining us on the Moonshine Place Kitchen, and we look forward to serving you again.